Okay guys, so this is the third session of Python here, in which we are going to learn about conditional operator. Now what is mean by conditional operator? So especially the topic which we are going to cover today is summary of previous session. Okay, so summary of previous session. In the last session we have learned about list. So what is mean by list? So list is a data structure in which we can store multiple values in a single variable of different data types, so that will be list. Okay, so next, what we have learned inside the list: first we have learned about list indexing. We have positive indexing as well as negative indexing. After that we have learned about list slicing, like we can remove a small part from a list, that is called as list slicing. Then next we have learned about negative list slicing. After that we have some functionalities inside the list. First we have seen the length, how to find the length of a list. Then next, adding values in a list. We have two methods for that. First we have append method, second we have insert method. Append is used for adding values in the end of a list, and insert is used to add value in between of the list. Next, here we have deleting the values from a list. First we have three methods for deleting the values from a list. First we have remove method, second we have delete method, and third we have pop method. After that we have used two function for finding the indexing of a value. For finding the indexing of a value, we have index function, in which we can directly give value. Again we have second method as well, where we can write the start value from where we want to start the searching. Okay, after that, last we have learned about merging of a list. For merging we have two methods. First we have plus operator, and second we have extend operator. Okay, so these are the topic which we have already covered in the last session. Here in this session we are going to learn about arithmetic operator. Next we have conditional operator. Third, we have taking input from user in Python. Till now we are directly taking the input, like a equal to 10, b equal to 20, c equal to 30. Okay, now we have to use user input. Means the user, if user is using your website or your application, then that user should enter the numbers. Okay, or that user should enter the name. Okay, so for that you have to use input method. And last, here we are going to learn about conditional execution. Here also we have two types in this. First we are going to use if else, and second if elif else. Okay, so let's go to the next part. First, here we have to learn about arithmetic operator. Now what is meant by arithmetic operation? So if you want to perform any mathematical operations like plus, minus, multiplication, division, so for that you can use arithmetic operator. Now how many types of operators we have here? First we have plus operator, add two operands. So these x and y is called as operands. Okay, after that we have minus, subtraction, subtract two operands. Then we have multiplication. Here we have three types of division. First we have normal division, second we have floor division, and third we have modular division. These two operators are used for storing the quotient values, which will be answer. Okay, so here these two operators are used for storing the quotient. After that, modulus operator used for storing the remaining value, for storing the remainder. Okay, so here we have three types of what you can say, three types of divisional operator. Last we have here double star. This is called as exponent. So if you want to find the power of any number, like a to the power b, x to the power y, so here you have to use this exponent, which is represented by double star. Here we have given this modulo operator example. So here you can say we are dividing 23 by 7. So 7 3 ja 21. So this will be your quotient. So your normal division and your floor division will store this quotient value. Okay, and your modulus operator, which is modulo, which is percentage sign, that will store your remainder, which is remaining value. Okay, so here you can see if you are dividing 23 by 7, and remaining value is 2, so that will be stored by your modulus operator. Next, here we have given example of conditional operator. Here you can say comparison operator. When you want to compare two values, like if you want to compare two-person age, then you have to use conditional operator. Or if you want to compare anything, then only you have to use this conditional operator. First, we have double equal to. Like if you want to compare A with B, if A is equal to B or not. Okay, so it will return, always return boolean type of data. Now what is mean by boolean data type? Already we have learned about that. Boolean means true or false value. Okay, after that we have not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. So these are comparison, and it will always return return result in the form of true or false. Okay, so here you can see already we have given A equal to 10, B equal to 20. So if you want to compare, if A equal to B, is A is equal to B? No, no. So here we will get answer as false. A not equal to B, that is true. A is not equal to B, so here you will get answer as true. A greater than B, is A is greater than B? No. So that's why here also you will get answer as false. Then A less than B, answer will be true. A greater than equal to B, answer will be false. And A less than equal to B, answer will be true. Okay, taking input from user. Till now we are directly taking the input. Now if you want to give input, okay, the user, if user is using your application, that user should be entered the value, not entered by you. If you are entering the value, that will be a fixed value. Like if you are using your ATM machine, okay, if you are going to the ATM, so you have to enter your values, like how much money you want to remove. Okay, so that money you have to enter inside that. After that you are entering your pin. Okay, other person if going to the ATM, that person will enter their money. Okay, so that will be user input. Okay, so next, for taking input, here you have to use this input function. After that, here you have to write command, like what you want to do. Like you want to enter the number, so there you can write enter first number. If you want to enter the second number, there, so here there you can write enter second number. Like you have to give command inside this. By default the input takes input as a string. Okay, so by default the result which we will get from input, that is in string form. Okay, that will not in integer, that will not in float. By default that will be in string. So whenever you want to use input, so you have to remember that output will be in string format, not in integer, not in float. If you want to use integer and float, then you have to use typecasting for that. Okay, so we will see that in practical. Here we have conditional execution, if else. So here you can see this is if else. Suppose you have some condition. If that condition is true, then code will be executed. Okay, after that that will be stopped. If condition is false, then यहाँ पे else part code will be executed. Okay, if condition is true, then if code will be executed. If condition is false, then else part code will be executed. What I'm saying here, here you can see, if here we are giving some condition, if that condition is true, then this part of if will get executed. Okay, if this condition is false, then it will go to else part and execute this value. Means whenever you are getting false value, then false condition, then it will go to else part, and if your condition is true, then this part will be executed properly. Next, here we have logical operator. Here we have two types of logical operator given. Uh, Generally, we have three types of logical operator. First, we have and, second, we have or, and third, we have logical not. So, this will be a logical and, logical or, and then logical not. So, if I'm talking about logical and, so logical and always return true only if both operand condition are true. Like here we have given first operand, second operand. If both operands values are true, then only it will be true. Otherwise, if your one operand is false, then answer will be false. Like here a is true but b is false, then answer will be false for that. Again a is false here, b is true, but one operand is false, then answer will be false. Again, if both operands are false or both operands conditions are false, then you will get false answer. Okay, logical and sorry, logical or, if we are talking about logical or, then it returns true if at least one of the operands is true. Okay, so let's, okay, we will see that example in practical. Okay, so or require at least one value should be true. So here you can see if both values is true, a is true, b is true, then answer will be true. Again, if one value is true and one is false, in logical and, if one value is true and one is false, then answer we are getting false. But or is vice versa of your and, if one value is false and second is true, so answer will be true here. Means at least one operand should be true and answer you will get as true. If both the values here true, then only it, if both the answers are false, then only or will convert into a false. Otherwise, other cases answer will be true only. Okay, after that last we have logical not operator as well inside this logical operator. Logical not is used for converting your true value to false, false value to true. Simple, you can say not vice versa, you can say it will flips the input. If input is 1, then output is 0. Simple. Okay, so next here we have option for assignment. If else we are going to see, like if you are giving any condition, like if you are taking an example of voting. Okay, so in India, the person who is 18 plus, that person can give votings. Okay, so if we want to create a program like if person is eligible for voting or not, then how to compare that? So you have to give condition if person age is greater than 18 or not. So if person age is greater than 18, then there you can write yes, person is eligible for voting, and if person is not greater than 18, so there you can write person is not eligible for voting. Okay, so this will be a if else condition. Next, here we have given number divisibility by 2. Okay, so we will see this in practical. Check if given number is divisible by 2 and 3 both or not. Okay, so if we want to see this example, so first we have to understand all the things. So let's go to the practical first. Okay, okay, so let's see that in practical. First here we have to learn about operator. Now let's write the simple definition for operator, like what is mean by operator. So it is a symbol. Okay, it is a symbol which perform different operation. Okay, so which perform different operation like, so here what we can write here, like arithmetic, conditional and comparison, etc. Conditional and comparison, etc. Okay, so this will be the definition of operator. Okay, so first here we are going to learn about arithmetic operator. Okay, so what is mean by arithmetic operator? So it is generally used for performing mathematical operations. So first here we are going to perform plus, after that minus, then we have multiplication, then we have division. After that here we have floor division, which is double forward slash, so this is called as floor division. Next here we have modular division. Okay, so here you can call this as modular division. Next here we have exponent, which is used to find the power of any number, like a raised to the power b. Okay, so here you can write this as exponent. Okay, so let's perform this in practical. Okay, so here I am taking one example like a equal to 10. Here I am taking, so a equal to 10, again b equal to 20. Now I have to perform different operation. Like here I am using print. Here I can use f string. Already we have worked with this, how to use f string. Now I want to show addition, so here you can write addition equal to, and here you have to use curly bracket because we are performing the operation. So a plus b here we can use. Again alt shift and page down, so it will used for copy first line to the second. Okay, alt shift and then page down button you can press. After that I want to perform the subtraction, so here I can use subtraction a minus b. That's okay. Then multiplication, here we have, so multiplication, so what we can do here, a into b. Multiplication, here we are using normal division, so here I can write division, then a divided by b. After that now I have to use floor division. Floor division, it is used for storing only positive values, positive quotient it is using. So here you can use double forward slash for floor division. Next here we have modulus division. Okay, so here we can write modulus division. Modulus division, for that we have to use percentage sign. Last here we have exponent. Okay, exponent is used for finding the power. Like here I'm using a double star b, that means a to the power v. So if here if I'm executing this shift enter, so here you can see addition, we are getting 10 plus 20 as 30. Then here we have performed 10 minus 20, so here we are getting this minus sign because b is greater than a, that's why negative you are getting, because big value is here 20. After that division, so here you can see a divided by b, that means we are dividing 10 by 20. 10 we are dividing by 20, so it will divide only one time, so 10. Okay, after that 20 zeros are 0, then 25 is a 100, because after point it will take 1 0. Okay, so 0.5 we are getting. But if you are using floor division, so floor division will ignore values after point. Means if you are getting any point value, then that will be ignored in a floor division, because it will store only positive values or only integer data. Modulus division, it is used for storing the remainder. If you are dividing 10 by 20, so 20 zeros are 0, that means 10 will be in your remainder, so that's why you are getting output as 10. Exponent, 10 to the power 20 means 10 is multiplied by 10 is total multiplying it by itself 20 times, like 10 into 10 into 10 into 10. Okay, so here actually you will get 20 0 total. Okay, after that here we have conditional operator. Okay, so next here we have conditional, or we can say comparison operator. So conditional, or here we can write comparison operator. Let's comment this. So here we have this double equal to first, then less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, then not equal to. So these are the comparison operator. Means using this you can compare values, compare one or two values with one another. Okay, so here we have one not equal to, where you have to use exclamation then equal to. Okay, so this will be comparison operator. Again, suppose I am taking here a equal to 10 and b equal to 20, and I want to compare those values. So here output will be in the form of boolean type of data type, like true and false. You will get answer in the form of true and false only. So again let's try to print here. Print a equal to b. Again alt shift and page down key. So here you can use greater than, after that here less than, greater than, then here we have option for less than, after that here we have not equal to. Okay, we can remove this. This is additional. Okay, now execute this. Here we are getting a equal to b. That means here it is comparing if a is equal to b or not. Since a is not equal to b, that's why you are getting answer as false. Here we are getting a greater than equal to b. Here we have generally two conditions. If a should be greater than b or a should be equal to b. Okay, so here what we are getting, a is greater than b, that condition is also false, and a equal to b, that is also false. That's why both condition is false. That's why you are getting false answer. At least one condition should be true here for getting true value. Again here you can see a is equal to b, that is wrong condition, but a is less than b. 10 is less than 20, that's why here we are getting true answer. A is greater than b, again false answer. A is less than b, answer will be true. And a not equal to b, that means a is not equal to b, that's why you are getting true answer here. So this will be conditional or comparison operator. After that, taking input from user. Okay, so what is mean by taking input from user? So the user who uses it should enter his values. Like if you are creating any application, so that user should enter values by themselves, not by your fixed values. So for that you have to use user input. So suppose here I am taking okay, I want to add two integers. Okay, so for adding two integers, first here I have to take input. You can use input like this. We have this input function, and inside double quotes here you can give command what you want to enter. So here I want to enter first number, so here I can write enter first number. Okay, again b equal to, again I want to take input and double quotes, and here I want to give command enter second number. Okay, so this will be my second number. Now I want to add these two integers, so here I can take c equal to a plus b, and now I want to print this value. Print addition equal to, okay, I have to use this double quotes, or I can use f string. So here I'm using f string, and inside curly bracket you can give here value of c. Now execute this. What will be the answer? Here we are getting enter first number. So here you have to enter your first number, and after that you have to click on enter. You don't have to execute that using shift plus enter. Directly you can click on this enter. Again here I'm pressing 30, entering number 30. So what will be my output? 20 plus 30, output should be 50. But if you see here, I'm not getting 50 answer. We are getting answer as 20 and 30. Now I have already told in theoretical part, like when I'm explaining the ppt, that by default it will return string type of data, right? Input by default will return string type of data, and string will perform concatenation or merging of data. So that's why you're not getting answer of answer as 50, because it is merging two data. It is not performing the addition it can perform on integer, but if you have a string, so there you have to perform concatenation or merging. So for converting this into a number, we have to use typecasting. Okay, typecasting means you have to change the type. If you want integer type of data, so again I'm taking this a, and now if you want to convert that into an integer, so here we have to use int. After that you can take input. Okay, here I'm taking this input, enter first number. Again next b equal to, again here we have int and input, enter second number. Okay, so now here we can perform directly. We can print a plus b. So directly we will get answer. Now enter your first number, 10, second 20 and I am getting answer as 30, because now that is converted into an integer. And you can't use float type of data inside integer. If you want to convert that into a float data type, then you have to use float. Okay, again if I will try to enter 34.54, okay, directly we will get error here, value error, invalid literal for integer. Okay, here I have used integer, but I'm trying to enter float type of data, so that is wrong. Okay, so if you want to convert that into a float, so directly here you can use float typecasting. Okay, so just use here float. Now execute this. Now if I'm taking 54.67 again 78.90, now you will get proper answer. Okay, so this will be your typecasting. Now this will be taking input. After that we have to see conditional execution. Conditional execution. Conditional execution, for that first we have if and else. Okay, so conditional execution is like taking a decision. Suppose let's take an example of Python. You want to complete the Python in 1 month. So first you have you have taken a decision that you have to complete Python in 1 month. But how to complete that? You have to give some condition, because without condition you can't complete that course, right? So first condition there should be you have to attend regular classes. Second condition there should be you have to do a regular practice. So if we are following these both these conditions, so we will complete our decision. Okay, or that is fulfilled. Otherwise, if you are not performing, or if you are not doing this regularly, if you are not attending class regularly, then that will be unsuccessful. Okay, so that decision will be incomplete. So conditional execution is also like that. If you are giving some condition, if that condition is satisfied or fulfilled, that condition is fulfilled, that means decision is completed. And if that condition is unsuccessful, that means decision is incomplete. So here for that we have to use if else condition. So first we are going to see syntax if. After that here we have to give condition. If condition is satisfied, then first statement will be printed here. Okay, if condition is unsatisfied, then it will go to else part. Okay, else part, then else part statement will be printed here. Okay, so first here I'm gonna take example of voting. Like already I have told you about this. In India, the person who is 18 plus, that person can give voting. Otherwise that person is not eligible for voting. Now how to create that? So first, for comparing if person is greater than 18 or not, first you have to take age of that person. So age will be of integer type. So again int, here I am taking input and I'm giving command enter your age. Enter your age. Now I have to compare if that person is greater than 18 or not. So for that we have to give condition. If person age is greater than 18, greater than or equal to, we can write. Okay, that means person is eligible for voting. So here we can print person is eligible for voting. For voting. After that, if condition is false, that means here you can use else part. Condition is false, that means person is not eligible. So directly here we can print person is not eligible for voting. Okay, so just execute this. If I'm taking here 12, that means 12 is greater than equal to 18. Condition is false. 12 is not greater than 18. Again 12 is not equal to 18. So that's why here if condition is false, then it will go to else part and print this statement, person is not eligible for voting. Okay, so here we are getting not eligible for voting. Again if I am taking this 22, we are getting answer as person is eligible for voting. Okay, again next example here I'm gonna take, suppose we have one or two conditions, then we can use this. Okay, like eligible, not eligible, a is greater than b, or b is greater than a. So for that we have two conditions for that. But if you have multiple conditions, okay, let's see example for multiple conditions. Okay, multiple conditions, for multiple condition here we have elif ladder example. Okay, elif ladder example. Okay, that's it. So suppose here we want to create a calculator. Okay, so if you want to create a calculator, so first we have to take two numbers. Okay, and after that you have to take one operator, like you are selecting plus operator, then it should return the addition of two numbers. Again if you are taking multiplication, so it should return multiplication of two numbers. Again if you are taking division, so it should return division of two numbers. So how will you perform? We have multiple condition, we can select plus operator as well as we can select multiplication. Again we can select this division option, so that's depend on us, we have multiple conditions for that. Okay, so first here I'm taking a. Okay, a equal to int input, here we can write enter first number. Okay, enter first number, and after that here I'm taking b, after that int input, and double quotes में enter second number. Okay, enter second number. Then here we have to give conditions, how to give condition, but before that I have to take one more input for operator. So here I'm gonna take directly input, because operator is not an integer and float type of data, so you can consider that in string type of data. Okay, so inside double quotes here I'm taking enter operator. Okay, now we have to give condition if, what we have to compare, if operator equal to plus, and since here we have this string type of operator, so here also you have to compare with string type of data. Like here I'm taking this single quotes and I'm taking this plus operator, so if I will enter here plus, then it will compare that plus with this. Like if my operator value is equal to plus, that means I have to perform addition. Okay, so let's print here, what I can print here, f string addition equal to, inside curly bracket here I can print value of a plus b. Again we have multiple condition, now here we have to use elif ladder. Okay, so next here I have to use elif. Like here we can use if only one time, elif we can use multiple time for giving multiple condition, and in the end else we can use only one time. Like if all the condition is false in my conditions, then else part will be executed. Okay, so if elif operator equal to maybe operator equal to minus, suppose we have, so again here you have to give colon, after that print, and again you have to follow this indentation. If you are writing this print equal to this if, that means this print is outside of if condition, that is not part of your if condition. Okay, so that's why you have to give indentation, that is block. Indentation is like a block, that means now this print is inside this if part. Okay, so generally by default indentation has four space, so here by default you can give 4 space. So यहाँ पे again here I am taking subtraction equal to, again curly bracket, a minus b. Okay, so here we have all the operators here. I have used this multiplication, then division, then floor division, after that modulus division. Last me here, if I have entered some wrong operator, okay, so here else part will be executed, and here you can print invalid input, you can print invalid operator type. Okay, otherwise invalid input is okay. Now execute this. So if I'm executing 20, here I'm entering again 45, and I want to perform the multiplication of these two numbers. So here we will get multiplication, because here this star is compared with this star. Okay, that's why you are getting answer as multiplication. Again, if I'm taking here 30 and here I'm taking 5, and I want here modulus operator. So here you can say modular division I'm getting 0, because if you are dividing 30 by 5, so that is fully divisible. That's why you are getting remainder as 0. Again, if I'm executing this, so if I'm taking here 45 and 8, and here I am taking double star, but this double star is not present in my this elif condition. So that's why that will considered as invalid input. Now if I'm executing this, here you can see the output is invalid input. Okay, so if you don't understand, so you can comment in comment you can comment in this section. I will repeat this again. You have We have assignment for this as well. I'm giving you assignment, please solve that. And if you're not able to solve, then I will explain that in the next session after end of the video. Okay, so here we have example or assignment for you to solve. First, you have to take price of single item as input from user. Next, you have to take quantity purchased as second input from user. Again, take category of product as third input from user. Okay, so first here you have to take price, then quantity, after that category of the product. From where you have to take category? So here we have given different categories. So suppose you have agriculture category, then we have 0% of tax. Food and beverages, then we have 5% of tax. So what you have to calculate here? You have to calculate, just wait for a minute, discount amount and final amount. Like here we are getting this tax. So suppose we have pen. Okay, pen is of 5 rupees, and you are taking total 100 pens, so total amount will be 500 rupees. And on that pen we have 1% of tax. 1% of tax means you have to pay extra amount, right? So total amount, what will be your final amount after tax calculation? You have to find that. Okay, so you have to solve this in the next session. Again, if you don't understand, let me explain that with one example. Just okay, so let me explain here. Suppose we have category here pen. Okay, just wait. Suppose here we have category pen. Now what you have to calculate here? Price of that pen is 5 rupees. After that, tax, sorry, quantity first we have to take. Here I am taking quantity, total 100 pen we have. Okay, and tax is 1% of tax there. So now you have to calculate total amount. Okay, or final amount you have to calculate. So first, what will be your total amount? Total amount will be price into quantity, right? That will be your total amount, means 5 into 100. What will be the total amount? 500. Okay, now you have to calculate, if you have 1% of tax in your pen, then how much amount you have to pay. So here you have to calculate final amount. How to calculate that final amount? So total amount plus, because money will be added, you have to pay extra money, so money will be added. So 500 plus 500 into 1% of tax means 1 divided by 100. Okay, 1% of tax means 1 divided by 100. So this 0 and 0 will be cancelled. So here 5 rupees, total 5 rupees of tax you have to pay, means 500 plus 5, total 505 rupees you have to pay. So this will be the method, so you can go through this. Okay, thank you for today. That's it for today.